So what I'm about to share with you is just insane. I can have a desktop or laptop computer right over here and then 10 kilometers away, which are about 32,000 feet of distance, just by using one single cable, and we are talking about fiber optic cable, I will be able to have a remote display sharing the image that I've got right over here. And I can clone the image or I can extend that display, which is just awesome. So if we take a look at this is a kit, an extender, DisplayPort extender. We have seen quite a few HDMI extenders, DisplayPort extenders, but the difference right over here, and you can see right over there, is that it will go up to 10 kilometers away, which is insane. I don't know any setup where I would require 10 kilometers away, 32,000 feet, but I know a few setups where I could use probably for 100 meters, 50 meters. And if you have a wall, for example, which is white, blue, black, it doesn't matter. And if you select a fiber optic cable, which is thin enough, you can see that these two are with different measure or width in this particular case. And if you select a thin one, then you will be able to route the wire or the fiber optic cable without noticing. And this is awesome. If you have an office, if you have a warehouse, if you have somewhere that you need to pass the wire through a long distance without losing quality. This is the same cable that we use to have internet on our homes, which is actually what I do have, fiber optic service. So it's just insane to have this kind of technology in our hands and to be able to use it ourselves just by plugging in one end, plug it in the other end. It's so easy that I'm not going to explain, but I'm going to share with you just an example so that you can see how easy it is to use it and how insane it is. Here we are with the setup for the 4K 60 Hz fiber optic DisplayPort extender, which can go up to 10 kilometers using a fiber optic cable. Now, at this moment, I do have another display, but it's not at 10 kilometers. It's only about 30 meters or so with a fiber optic cable. Now, the setup that I've got right over here, now we do have the transmitter, which we have connected the power right over here. We are connected with the DisplayPort cable on this side, as we've seen on the connectivity, and then the fiber optic cable, which will connect between the transmitter and the receiver, which is on the other side. Now, on the other side, I only have the display and I have the receiver, which will then connect with the fiber optic, and it will output the DisplayPort cable to that particular display, which once again, it's at 30 meters, but it could be at 10 kilometers away with one single cable. Now, we can have the exact same duplicated image that I've got right over here. And as you can see, everything that I do on this screen will replicate on the other. But we can also do something that we have seen many times before on different devices, not one that goes up to 10 kilometers, but we have seen on others, which is to extend the display. So right now, if I want to keep changes, now we have two different resolutions, and if I identify this one right over here is actually a 1080 display, but the other display on the other end of the fiber optic is actually a 4K display at 60 Hz, which is the maximum that I can achieve. Now, one thing to have in mind, this particular computer has a DisplayPort output right over here, which is being connected to the transmitter, but it also has an HDMI output, which I'm using to have image on this display. Because on the transmitter, we only have one DisplayPort output. So if your computer only has one, which I doubt, usually graphic card computers has more than one DisplayPort, usually 3 DisplayPorts and one HDMI. In this particular case, this is a mini computer, so he only has one DisplayPort, one HDMI, and then one USB Type-C, which will output image as well. But in this particular case, we can have the extended image, and if I bring to the other display, you can see it right over there, and if I bring it back, then we have right over here. Now, different resolutions, 1080 on this one, smaller display, and then 4K on the other display. But this is an awesome setup. Just thinking about having 10 kilometers away, working great, and we can do everything. I can play music, I can play any video, I can play any game if I want to, right over here, and being displayed 10 kilometers away with a really simple setup that we have right over here. And on this end, the only thing that we have is the receiver, which has the cable, which is the DisplayPort cable connected to the computer, and then the power DC in, and also the fiber optic cable. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do here with you is, if I disconnect the fiber optic cable here, what we will have is a loss of image. Now, I did this on purpose so that we can check it out, and if I plug it in once again, it will take about 1 second or so, and there we go, back working and everything is fine. Now we also have a LED on this end right over here, which means power, and then one LED right over here, which is the link, and it will activate and deactivate depending if we have the fiber optic cable connected or not. If we disconnect, then the light will go off. If we connect the light will go on. So really awesome, really simple, and we can have a setup like this 10 kilometers away.